Welcome back to day 2 of the LBG Reviews Mini Advent calendar. For context about how this whole system works and if you want to check out the other games, go back to yesterday's episode. But please be sure, if you're new here, to like and subscribe and click that notification bell if you want to stay up to date about the latest Advent calendar episodes leading up until Christmas. With that out of the way, let's talk about Please Don't Touch Anything. Now, if you were around on the internet, like let's say maybe a little over a decade ago, this game went big on YouTube. You had a lot of big content creators talking about it back then, and even showing it off, playing it. For those who are uninitiated to what Please Don't Touch Anything is, essentially it's a simple puzzle game where you play as a guy who was asked you play as a guy who was asked to sit and wait at this button panel because your coworker had to go to the bathroom for a while. But you have no context about what that button actually does. And basically the objective of the game is to figure out all of the possible endings. Because it isn't just a simple button. Press it a certain amount of times, X happens. Press it a certain amount of times, Y happens. And so many other panels and things happen that the entire objective of the game is to figure out everything that happens. Beyond that, I will say that on Nintendo Switch, because of the way that I prefer to play on my Switch, which is via a controller while it's docked, Please Don't Touch Anything is very difficult to play because of the fact that you have to use a mouse cursor controlled by a control stick. So that part wasn't pleasant to deal with, but beyond that, really charming game that I always enjoy picking up every now and then when I just am bored. Next up, let's talk about another game that is fairly old, N++. N++ is a parkour slash puzzle game with precision platforming that has thousands of levels for you to play. You'll only see a handful of them in this video though, because I suck at precision platforming. Beyond that, I mean, the visuals are nothing to write home about. Like, they're nice for, like, if you want to try to master all the levels, it's something not so intrusive to keep your eyes glued to. But beyond that, just not a game that I want to necessarily talk about too much, you know? But please enjoy watching me suffer. And to wrap things up for day 2, let's talk about a game called Digger Man. Digger Man is a very mobile slash arcade-esque game where you play as a guy whose girlfriend got kidnapped and taken down into a massive cavern where your objective is to dig through each level and save her. The game is very fast-paced, but ultimately very simple in terms of its depth, and so not something I would necessarily want to talk about for too long on my channel. So here you go. Enjoy some arcade goofiness for a bit. And that's going to wrap it up for day 2. Stay tuned for day 3. Who knows what could be inside?